key to sustainable success is to think of everything as a project. It actually gives you a container, a way to think about all of the stuff that you're doing so that you can get a handle on it. And so that you can find the right place where it should live. That wasn't quite the right place. So you can imagine a beginning, middle, and end to everything, including the dishes. Even though I know it seems like they never end. But it gives you that handle, okay? Second one is to give you a balance of the one-time projects and the recurring ongoing projects. Show of hands, how many of you tend to only do the one-time projects and like never get to the recurring projects? Okay? How many of you just do the recurring stuff and never seem to get to the one-kind projects? Yeah, it tends, because those tend to be the ones that scream the loudest, like the email, right? And very often the stuff that's really critically important to us, like my book, really hard to get to, okay? So, those are your keys. Now we're going to design your system. Now, as I started saying earlier, this is a piece of a larger system. This is a piece of your time management system, okay? So you want to kind of meld these things together, and I'm going to give you some ideas of how to do that, and it's also going to be depending on you and your style. And the back of your handout, I have a couple of resources. One of them is time management from the inside out, which is how I've designed my time management system. I think that this woman, Julie Morgenstern, if you don't know her, I think she's brilliant. So she also has an organizing book as well. So that's kind of where I'm coming from in all of my time management stuff, is her theories. I want to give credit where credit's due. Yeah.
What's her name again?
It's on the back of your handout. It's Julie Morgenstern, Time Management from the Inside Out. Yeah, thank you. So let's talk about the time management piece. And I don't know, someone asked Patrick before if there were any extra handouts. I don't know if you guys still need those. So first, in the time management piece, you want to identify your primary categories. Well, what do I mean by a category? A category is a kind of a big bucket for your life. So for example, and you only want to have maybe 5 or 6 major categories. So for example, work, family, health, finances might be a category for you. For some people, spirit is a category. Relationships could be a category for you. Everybody's a little bit different, but generally it's 5 to 6 big picture categories. Now, if you're an entrepreneur like me, inside of my work category, there's several other kind of subcategories. And in fact, if you are a business owner and you have employees, this system is a great way to get your employees to be self-motivated and organized. So feel free to use this with them. But for them, they might have their own personal categories, but then their work categories. Okay? So you identify your primary categories. You set big picture goals for each category, meaning 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, the big long-term goals for each category. And then you're going to create a time map, which is basically your schedule chopped up into blocks. Now, if you're working your business at night on the weekend because you're holding down a full-time job in the meantime, and a lot of my clients are doing that because they're in the arts, and so they're working a 40-hour week and then they're doing their business. Those chunks of time are going to be their business, and then Monday night might be marketing, Tuesday night might be creating new product, Wednesday night, you have blocks of time. In my experience, even the most ADD of us don't work well with time blocks less than 30 minutes. For me, an hour is really optimal. I know a lot of people who like bigger blocks. It's a personal thing. How do you work best? Do you want to work on one project for 3 hours? Me, I go stir crazy if I work on one project for more than an hour. So everybody's different. create a time map. And again, this is all covered in much more depth in the time management book. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is the project management piece, which is what you guys all came to hear. So I want you to go to page 3 in your handout, which is your PRD form, Performance Results Descriptions. Okay, there you go. Anyone else not get a handout? Patrick? Thank you, Miriam.
There may be some extra.
Oh, wait. Here's another extra. One more? Anyone else need it? Could you pass this back for a second? Oh, did you? Okay. I'll probably give this form, this PDF, to Patrick to put up on the site after tonight. So. Okay. Did we need more? Marianne, want to pass one forward?
There's more.
Oh, wait, never mind. Here you go. Yep. Okay. So. First thing on your POD, I'm going to talk about it a little bit in general, and then I'm going to explain each piece so you know exactly how to do it. So don't worry, you can put it down for the moment. You want to create your performance results descriptions. You want one for each category of your life. If you've got subcategories, like for your business, you want to have one for each subcategory. You're going to then take the PRD that you've created and apply it to your time map and your to-do list. And I'll talk more specifically about how to do that in a bit.